Time I want to invite Brent McGarvey to come on up. He's going to share some things on behalf of the Finance Committee. Brent's the chairman of our trustees, and he's on the Finance Committee, and we voted for him to do this.
Yeah, like you said, there was no choice in this. So, as Pastor Ben mentioned earlier, most people have probably received a letter in the mail with a pledge form in it, and this is just a little reiteration and a little emphasis on a few of those points. If you look back last June, we had a special church conference in which we voted to purchase the office property. When we did that, the motion was that we take a 15-year loan out for that and do our best to pay that off in like a 4-year time frame. To do that, we have to make a payment of about $1,000 a month on that mortgage to make that 4-year commitment. Since we've done that, the giving of the general fund has not really went up a whole lot. There have been some special earmark checks that people have given that say for the church office, and we greatly appreciate that, but the overall giving has not went up to pay for that mortgage and to pay that $1,000 a month. The church council did go ahead and approve to pay that $1,000 a month, and we've been doing that since we started making the mortgage payment. But if the giving does not go up, eventually our bottom line is going to start going down, and we're going to have to not be able to make that $1,000 payment, and then we're going to start dragging this mortgage out, and I think that's something we don't want to do. It's something, we voted as a church, 62 people voted for it, 8 people voted against it to do that. And I think as a group we need to take action to make good on what we voted for. It's not Pastor Ben's duty to stand up here and tell us we have to keep giving. We've decided as a group we need to do this, and we need to do it as a group and not rely on him to keep harping on us to have to give more money. So we need to take action on that. The budget increase for 2012 was about $12,000 to $13,000, which is primarily the mortgage payment that we have on that office space. If you look at $12,000 a year, it seems like a lot of money. You break it down $1,000 a month extra, and we're talking $250 a week extra is what we need. If 25 people gave $10, or 25 people gave $10 extra, there's our extra money we need every week. It's not that much. 62 people voted for it. Even if half of those people gave a little more money, we'd easily make that extra payment. We understand some people are on fixed budgets and cannot give more money, and we greatly appreciate what those people do give. We decided that this pledge and the pledge form would be a good vehicle to get people to think about it and pray about giving more money. So that's why you probably have received that letter in the mail. If you did not receive the letter, didn't receive a pledge form, those will be available next week, I believe. We'll have some of those around here for people to get, but you should have received one of those in the mail. Pray about it, talk about it with your family, and see what you can do and what you can give extra. We ask that you return it by mail, or you can use the box that we provided here to do that. If we can have those back by March 4th is the goal. And then at that time, I think Pastor Ben's going to pray over them, and we'll go from there. So the only person that will see these is our financial secretary, Melissa, and she'll be using those to look at your financials for the year, just like you get your statement at the year, and it'll just be kept in there. And she's the only one that'll see these. Pastor Ben won't see them. The Finance Committee won't see them. Nobody will see those but Melissa. This increase is just for the general fund. So the increased money you give, do not earmark that for the office. Just put it towards your general fund giving. If you still want to give extra beyond that increase to the office and you feel that need or have that tug that you want to do that, you can do that. But the general increase that you want to give, just make that part of your general fund contribution, because that's where that payment is coming from. It's coming right from the general fund. The plan is we're going to use 2011 budget and our giving as a benchmark, and we're going to see what our increase is going to be. So once we get these after March 4th, we'll take a look. She'll take a look at these, and she'll let us know what the increase should be, where we're at. So if we have 25 pledge forms at $10 a week, then she'll tell us, we should see an increase of 250 or whatever that number might be. And then halfway through the year, we'll give an update on what that looks like, so we have visibility on what we're doing and how we're doing as a church and how we're doing for paying off that mortgage. And I think the letter said the mortgage amount right now is at $41,000. So we've made a good dent in it so far. There's been some some good giving there at the end of the year. People had earmarked some checks just for that, so we appreciate that. When you look at it as a big picture, it's not just about paying off that mortgage of that office space. $70,000 we paid for that's kind of, in the grand scheme of things, isn't really what we're looking at here. We're looking at what do we want to do after that. This is a test for us and to see where we want to go. You know, we can lay down here, we can kick back our feet up, and we can make our minimum payment of $300, and we can drag this thing out for 15 years if we want to. But this is kind of a test to see, you know, after this is done, can we do something bigger? Can we go somewhere different as a church? Can we do a fellowship hall that we hear people talk about all the time? So this really isn't just about paying off that mortgage on that office space. It's about what do we want to do as a church, and where do we want to go, and how do we want to grow, how we want to get there. So please prayerfully consider it, and fill out your pledges and bring them in or send them in. Thank you.
You ever thought about being a preacher? Didn't he do a good job?